Hey, and welcome to Girl Be Free, a podcast designed to help women get unstuck and cultivate the life you want on your terms. I'm Siobhan, your host, and I'm passionate about empowering women to live their best life. Each week, you'll hear pep talks that will inspire and push you to take action so you too can start to be free and live the life you want. You can learn more about me at BeFreeProject.com. Now let's jump into the show. This episode of the Girl Be Free podcast is being sponsored by the Be Free Inner Circle, an exclusive online community where positive, like-minded women gather, connect, support, and learn how to cultivate the life they deserve. The Be Free Inner Circle membership includes live monthly group coaching calls and office hours, masterclasses and workshops that will cover topics such as consistency and discipline, self-care, and creating a vision for your life, just to name a few. A resource library where you can print out articles, worksheets, and workbooks. A book club so that we have a space to discuss some of our favorite books. And the most important part is accountability and community support from women who are on the same wavelength as you and that are on a similar path who wants to be free. And a bonus feature, every member of the Be Free Inner Circle will have access to my live in-person monthly Be Free meetups where you'll be able to view live stream right from your computer screen. So I know you're excited and you want to be a part of the Be Free Inner Circle. So don't worry, I got you covered. Just go to BeFreeInnerCircle.com to learn more and sign up today. Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Girl Be Free podcast. I'm your host, Siobhan, where I'm going to inspire and motivate you to show up for yourself. This week, I am loving meditation. I have consecutively meditated for 101 days, and that is so huge for me. This is the longest period of time that I ever have went as it relates to meditating. So there's been times when I will start and then I will stop, and then I'll go a few days and then fall off track, and then I'll do 30 days and fall off track. But now I'm proud to say I have meditated for 101 days, and I use the Insight timer. I think I shared it on a podcast before, and I really like it because it's guided meditation. It's an app on my phone. I use it every day, and I love how they track how many times you've been meditating. And so you can choose the time frame. So typically I will meditate between 5 to 11 minutes per day, just depending on what's going on. And I prefer guided meditation. So I have some of my favorites, and I will share the app and a link to it in the show notes so you can check it out for yourself. And if you're using the app, let me know. Hit me up on Instagram on our Girl Be Free podcast Instagram page and let me know. But I really love the app. So if you haven't used it yet, definitely check it out. There's a lot of great ones, but this one is my absolute favorite. So again, that is what I'm loving this month, that I have meditated for a long period of time, and I'm excited to keep it up. I will share some of the benefits, and I'm going to do a whole podcast episode on this, but since I'm talking about it now, some of the benefits I've noticed is that I've been more mindful, definitely more self-aware with what's going on with myself, and more calm throughout the day. So I noticed that over time, like meditation has definitely been beneficial for me. Just like I said, becoming more self-aware, being calmer, and more mindful and present in my space. So I still have a lot of growth. I want to get to a period where I'm able to meditate, for longer spurts of time. So we shall see. All right. So on to today's topic, which is I was created for this. And I have to say, when I was thinking about what I was going to record this week, I was stuck, y'all. Yesterday, I was like, well, what do I want to hop on and say? Because I like to get, an episode out each week. And I just couldn't come up with anything. And I was actually forcing it. And so I was reading a post on Facebook that my friend made. And basically, it was around like, just stop rushing things and just breathe. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to put out an episode. I'm just going to kind of think on it. So while I was dropping my kids off at school this morning, at camp this morning, I was listening to this song by Tweet, and it's the same title. I was created for this. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that is what my podcast is going to be about. And if you have not heard the song yet, you totally need to check it out. I'm going to read some of the lyrics for you. But this song is on her most recent album, which is titled Charlene. But when I heard this song, when the album came out in 2016, I absolutely loved it. And I have a couple of stories that I'm going to tell within this podcast that's going to tie this all together. And so I'm going to read verse 1 for you. It says, "So many times I tried to run away. I couldn't find rest because there was no hiding place. And I heard a voice come up from deep within say, 'This is who I am. I no longer can pretend.'" And then she goes on to the chorus that says, "And I was created for this." Verse 2, "So different, I know that I don't feel it, but I'm chosen and I believe that's what it is. He gave me a song for me to tell the story, and my life's poured out only for your glory." All right, this last verse is the one that really resonates with me. "I am persuaded I'm going to be all that you created me to be. I'm down in my mind, but least I'm here. I'm going to help someone along the way." And y'all, that song is just so beautiful. And I love Tweet anyway. I've always loved her music. But it really resonates with me because I know that, and I share this on the podcast all the time. And if you come to my events or you are a part of my Be Free Inner Circle or anything like that, you hear me say this, that I know that I am here for a purpose. I know that I've been called to do this amazing work. And I have no question that I'm doing exactly what I am supposed to be doing. And I was created for this. Like in this very moment, this is what I was created for. And I haven't always been so confident in knowing my purpose and knowing who I am and what I was supposed to be doing on this earth. For a long time, I felt stuck. And this is why I talk about getting unstuck so much, because of my life for so many years. And now I know without question, that I am here to be a light and empower others to be free. And that shows up in a number of different ways, but I know without question that is what I've been created for, to make a positive impact in someone's life that will help them begin to shift the way that they think and show up for themselves. And so that everything that I create within Be Free Project, like everything is around being a light and helping others along this journey, and sharing the things that have worked for me with other people. And I was created exactly for this. Okay. And so one of the things, it's a couple of things, like I said, I have a story to share, that kind of brings this all full circle. And I'm reminded often that the work that I'm doing is meaningful and is necessary and is needed. And when I get feedback from you guys, whether you leave a review for the podcast or you shoot me a DM or you send me an email or you attend my events or you join the Be Free Inner Circle membership site and you share the things that are working and that you're doing as a result of being connected with Be Free Project, that's my validation, right? So I'm going to share a story, and it's going to tie all of this together, and how I am just more convinced that this is exactly what I was created for. So back in March or April, I put out a request on social media asking for volunteers, to help me with my in-person events. And I got a floodgate of people who were interested in helping, which I'm so appreciative of. And so now I do have a team of volunteers that help me at the events, and I'm very, very grateful for every single woman. And so there was one young lady who signed up to help me or to be a volunteer, and I had never met her before, did not know her. She, sent me a message like, "Yes, I'm interested in being a volunteer. I love the work that you're doing." I'm like, "Okay, come to the volunteer orientation on this particular date and we'll go from there." And so we met for the very first time. Like I said, I believe it was in April. And she volunteered for the first time in May. And I loved her spirit, so sweet, nice young girl, all that jazz, right? And at the time that she was volunteering for me, which this is mind blowing, like she's a new mom, and she had, she volunteered for me, and while she let someone babysit her baby for the very first time. And that means a lot in itself, especially, as a new mom, like letting someone babysit your baby, for the first time. Her baby was young and all that jazz. Like, that was mind blowing, but I was so appreciative of her, right? And so that was in April, or excuse me, that was in May. In June, something very tragic happened in her life. Like, very, very tragic. And I'm not going to go through the details here, but it was just something that was very devastating. And when I learned about it, I was like, oh my goodness, right? And so I reached out to someone that I had connected with at the Women's Business Center who had went through something very similar. And when I got the news about what happened in this young girl's life or what have you, I was like, well, what can I do? How can I help? And I was taking a shower, and God put on my heart this one particular lady that I had met at an event, and then she had attended my events before. She had shared something very personal at a previous event that we were at, and God put her on my heart. And I'm like, oh, that is who I'm going to connect with my volunteer, because I know she will be a good support for her. And it was, they've been able to connect. She's been able to help her through this process of the things that she's going through. And what I realized is that after getting the news about what happened in her life, and then being able to make the connection with someone that I knew who had went through something similar that I had recently met, it reminded me that I was created to be a connector, in addition to being a light and empowering others. I had recently met the young lady who was going through this tragic experience, and I know that I met her for that reason, to connect her with someone else that would be able to help her through this, through this journey that she's now going through. And God just put on my heart that this is what you were created for. And it's, when I think about it sometimes, guys, to be totally honest, it brings joy to my heart to know that what I'm doing is life changing. And then it's like this overwhelmingly feeling of, wow, like God chose me. And sometimes when I take a moment and just think about like everything that I've been able to do, and I never thought that I would be in this position based on my childhood and things that has happened to me. And that as a result of losing my job in 2013, and then birthing Be Free Project, and all of the amazing things that has happened as a result of me showing up, and the women that I have met, the lives that I have been able to touch because I decided to do what I was created to do. And it brings tears to my eyes, and I'm trying to hold them back as I record this episode, because I am so, so grateful that I get to, number one, do what I love, but number two, help women change their lives and be that resource that they need, whatever you're going through. Like, because we can be stuck in a number of different ways. Like, you can be stuck in a relationship, in a job, and you just need that encouragement and that motivation and someone to be in your corner to root you on. And that is what I'm here for, to give you another option where you don't have to give up and you don't have to quit on yourself, but you can show up in a new way, and you can figure this thing out and do the thing that you love, and you can get through some of the challenges that you thought that you would never be able to push past. Like, that is possible. And and I know it's possible because I am a witness to it, right? I'm experiencing it myself. And so again, with her going through that and being able to make that connection with two complete strangers, they didn't know each other, but they trusted me, and being able to provide some sense of peace and during this, time that she's going through, it just brings me so much joy. And so it's just, man, when you figure out what you've been called to do, what you've been created to do, because we are all here for something bigger than ourselves. And I talked about this on a previous episode, all about like figuring out your purpose and why are you here and what are you supposed to be doing? Like, we're all here for something. And I had no idea, guys, that when I met the young lady who volunteered for me in April, I didn't know her and I didn't know that she would need me to help her through this process by making that connection, right? And so that is how amazing God is, that everything works in alignment and you never know why you are crossing paths with someone else and the reason that you are in their life. And so I'm reminded that God sees me. I shared in another episode about how I almost lost my life. And it was actually around the same time that I learned about this, what had happened in her life. And I'm just piecing everything together. And so when I feel like, because I get in my feelings sometimes, being a full-time entrepreneur is hard work. And then when I take a moment and pull back and I just look at like everything that is happening, the beautiful things that are happening, I'm like, wow, I never thought in a million years that I would be in this space. And what I see right now, and I was telling my husband the other day, everything that I've done thus far, I've built it organically, right? So the social media presence, the events, the speaking opportunities, everything that I've been doing a team of one, obviously with God, of course, but it's just been me. I've had help, a little bit here and there, like with people volunteering and different things like that. But for the most part, it's been me. And I am now ready to level up. I am ready to take this to the next level and really build a team behind me because what I was created for is bigger than what I can even think of right now. And I know that I'm going to need a team of people to help me take this to the next level because what I know to be true is I am here to impact millions. And I'm not just saying that, I know it in my heart that I am here to impact millions of lives, to teach women how to transform their life and to be free. That is what I'm here for. And so I'm able to do that, through my in-person events that I have every month called the Be Free Meetup. I'm doing that through my membership site, the Be Free Inner Circle. I'm doing that through speaking events. I'm doing that through the podcast and sending out my weekly newsletters. But guys, I told you, my phrase for 2018 is to show up. And so what I've been created to do and what I've been created for is bigger than me. And now I am mentally and I'm ready to receive. And I'm saying this out loud to you. And I'm just in the moment right now where I am ready to receive all that God has for me. Like my heart is ready for abundance. I am ready. And so as I go through this process of taking this business and this vision and this mission, that I'm on, like I am ready to receive because I'm doing what I was created to do. And now all I have to do is take it to the next level. And this is not just about me, right? So you too have been called to do something, and it doesn't have to be a business. It doesn't have to be anything like that, but you are called to someone's life for a reason. You matter for a reason. You are needed for a reason, right? And it can be something small. It can be something big. Maybe that coffee shop that you go into every morning and there's a young barista there who looks forward to seeing you because you share encouraging words. That matter, right? Or maybe there's this business idea of you starting your jewelry business and you know, maybe someone needs to experience your work, or maybe it's having a healthier marriage, right? Or maybe it's walking into your purpose so that somebody else that's watching you from afar can walk in theirs. Like, there is something that you've been called to do. And I'm not saying launch a business. Being free has nothing to do with that. But maybe your purpose is sharing your encouraging words every day. Maybe there's a book in you that you've been sitting on for a long time, and that these words that you need to get out because it can change someone's life when you share your story and your journey and everything that you've been through. You are here for a reason. You are taking up space for a reason. And you, just like me, have been called to do something. And again, it can be something big, something small. I don't know. Only you can know that, right? And so I want to, I guess, encourage you and let you know that you are needed. So if you've been feeling like quitting and feeling like giving up and feeling like nothing is working for you, I've been there. Sometimes I go back to those places and then I get reminded, like, wait a minute, no, you've been called to this. And it's going to be bumpy sometimes. It's going to be uncomfortable sometimes. You're going to feel like quitting sometimes, but you can't, because you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. And this is what I have to feed myself all the time. That is why I'm reciting affirmations and listening to podcasts and reading books and just doing the self work constantly, because I know that there's going to be ebbs and flows to this whole journey, and I got to be prepared no matter what stage that I'm at. So this is your, I guess, motivation for the week, that you show up for yourself, that you show up for the people that need to see you walk into your purpose. Show up because of the people that are watching you and that need to be connected. Show up for the people that you don't even know that's watching, but you're encouraging them or inspiring them in some way, right? And then most of all, show up for yourself, like for you. If anyone else is not in the picture, show up for you. Why? Because you deserve to. You owe it to yourself, right? So that is what I wanted to share with you this week. Your action step is more so going to be an affirmation that I want you to just meditate on, recite. And this affirmation actually comes from the Girl Be Free affirmation card deck that I created, and I'll drop the link for that in the show notes. But the affirmation is, something wonderful is about to happen to me. I'm going to repeat that. Something wonderful is about to happen to me. So write that down, post it on social media, tag me, let me see it, recite it during your meditation, say it throughout the day. Something wonderful is about to happen to me, right? And just keep speaking on it. And you can get a full deck of the Girl Be Free affirmation cards. It's 31 cards of affirmations. And you can find the link to that in the show notes. Also, join the Show Up For You 4-day challenge. So if you're ready to show up for yourself, you need that motivation, you need that extra push, you need to figure out, okay, how should I be, what should I do as it relates to purpose, and just getting that inspiration and motivation that you need to really start to do the work. I created a 4-day challenge and it's videos. So it's videos that you're going to receive every single day in your inbox. They're really short videos that you can watch, and then I also created some worksheets for you to complete as well. And it's the perfect challenge if you're ready to do the work, so that you can figure out what you have been created to do. The link for the challenge will be in the show notes, so you can find that. Lastly, I have a few announcements for you. The Be Free meetup for July is sold out. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can't wait to meet all the ladies that's coming. The next Be Free meetup will be August 11th. That is a Saturday. The link for that event will be in the show notes, so you can get your ticket early, so that so you don't miss out. If you are a part of my Be Free Inner Circle, then you already know that anyone a part of the membership, you get free access to the Be Free meetups via live stream. So all the ladies from all over the world that are in there that can't make it to the live event, you'll be able to tune in via live stream because you're a member. And if you want to become a member of the Be Free Inner Circle, just go to BeFreeInnerCircle.com. Again, that link will be in the show notes as well. Also, I will be in Columbus. I'm hosting a Be Free meetup with Zora's House in Columbus next month. I'll be able to share the date on the next episode of the podcast, but it will be happening next month, so I'm excited to come to Columbus. If you are in the area, let me know by shooting me an email so I can be able to stay in contact with you so we can meet up when I'm there. Also, I'm going to be a speaker for the Fearlessly She Summit that's happening in Indianapolis, September 7th through September 9th. So if you are in the area or planning to attend, I would love to meet you. Tickets are now on sale for that, and that's at fearlesslySheSummit.com. If you use the code BeFree15, you will save 15% off of your ticket. So if y'all in the area, I definitely want to see you. Come out and meet me. Make sure you take advantage of that promo code. Again, the link to that event will be in the show notes. So that's all my announcements for this week. I would love to hear from you about what your key takeaways were from this episode. Again, I mentioned last week that I did create an Instagram page for the podcast, and it's called Girl Be Free Podcast. So that way you can share your takeaways with me there. You can know when an episode goes live and all that jazz. So go ahead and make sure you're following the Girl Be Free Podcast. And then, that is all for this week. So thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you're sharing this podcast with your friends, especially if you are benefiting from it. You can do that by snapping a picture of it and texting them. You can copy the link and send it to them. You can share it on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. Feel free to tag me if you want to. But yeah, help me get the word out about the podcast. And then as always, you can leave a review, a comment on Apple Podcasts and let me know what you think. So thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, girl, be free. Thank you so much for listening. Your support means the world to me. Don't forget to subscribe so that you never miss an episode. And if you're feeling really fancy, go ahead and leave a review. Until next time, be free and live.